You're listening to Game Freaks 365 Radio. I wanted to talk a little bit about Xbox Game Pass.
I would love to. That has been an interesting. They've been doing really well with that.
Yeah. Have you tried it?
I have. I don't personally have an Xbox, but my roommate has one. And one night we were actually sitting there kind of bored. We were bored of playing Call of Duty and remembered that the Game Pass was there. And just the number of games that opened up was pretty amazing. It's a thing that I think makes Xbox, the value of having an Xbox, pretty tremendous compared to a PlayStation right now. It's the one. It's kind of the trump card for the Xbox.
Yeah, I agree. I was very pleasantly surprised with it. I was pretty skeptical going into it, but just looking at the catalog of games that are included, I think it's over 100 now.
There's almost 200 games.
Yeah, it's a very large catalog. They have all of the Gears of War games. They have the Master Chief Collection.
One thing I want to point out is Outer
even
Worlds launched on it.
I'm sorry?
I was going to point out that Outer Worlds launched on Xbox Game Pass, and I find that to be pretty fascinating because day one you could just play it if you had the Game Pass, and that was something I felt like was a real, I was on my roommate's Xbox for a good number of hours after we downloaded that, and Outer Worlds is a good game. I don't even think it's that amazing. It's great. I'd give it maybe an 8 out of 10, but it's a hell of a game to get for free.
Exactly.
Well,
and on day one as well.
Yeah, it was on day one.
And they did that with Gears 5 too, which is pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah, and it's on the Game Pass, if you Halo has always been a huge draw to the Xbox. Well, you get on there and you can get literally all the damn Halo games, including the phone game, the Spartan Assault one. That's awesome that they're all on there, and all the Gears games are on there. I think even the remakes. And actually, the one I played, you're going to kind of laugh. I played Yooka-Laylee because I was always such a big Banjo-Kazooie fan, but that was on there too. And that's a game I wanted to play, but I never wanted to pay $60 or even $40 for. Well, if I can play it for free, $10 a month, that's a hell of a deal. I'll do that.
Right. Yeah, I think that was a really smart move on their part.
Yeah.
It gives them a competitive advantage over Sony.
I want to shine a light and kind of give a little nudge, anybody listening, that you wrote an article about the value of PlayStation Plus. And I think that, talking about Game Pass, you have to kind of bring up PlayStation Plus as a comparison. Sony is really behind on this. And this is a part of the Xbox, ecosystem that I feel like is really an advantage for anybody that has. I don't like to, go into the whole console wars thing and pick which one is better. It's really annoying. But, you were right, and we had a discussion about it. PlayStation Plus right now really doesn't have the value that Xbox Game Pass and even just Xbox Live has. And paying for it, as when it came out, you had a good selection of freebie games, you had a good selection of discounts, and now there really isn't. And so I know there's not discounts and things with Game Pass. You just get the games. That's not part of their whole draw to buying it, but it doesn't matter. If PlayStation Plus had some of the same advantages that Xbox Game Pass had, I think it would be a lot better and a lot more worth the money.
I think the more apples-to-apples comparison there would probably be PlayStation Now, which they just lowered the price of that to, I think, $10 a month, which is a pretty aggressive...
So it's around the same as Game Pass, basically.
Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive move on Sony's part there.
But if they've been getting the support to launch newer games, because I actually haven't seen that, if they do, that's great. They need to have stuff like, let's say when Last of Us 2 comes out, what if that was on there? I know it sounds like a crazy idea, but you'd get so many people playing the game that, they could find some kind of way to monetize that. I'm not really sure if it'd be a good idea or not for that, an actual console exclusive, but just as an example, throwing out a big game like that draws people to the service. And, that in itself, I feel like should be some kind of incentive for Sony and Microsoft.
And it's a good value in the end for consumers, because not only do you have a more viable Xbox platform and a service that people actually want to use, it's also going to push Sony to provide a better service as well.
Right. I think Xbox has done some things over the last few years that has been interesting to me. I told you I've been out of the loop a little bit, but I originally thought that combining the PC and Xbox kind of as one platform was a bad move. I now completely feel differently. I'm kind of an old timer and love the hard copies and things like that. But people being able to have this digital platform that's just kind of everything is there, no matter what console they have. That was a great move. And I know that Sony doesn't really have a way to do that as well with PC because it's not Windows or Microsoft. But Microsoft has really taken its biggest gun being Xbox Live, and they have aimed it right at Sony and made it very difficult for them to say, hey, this is our system, this is our platform, it's better. Even just the store, the PlayStation Store, is dreadful to get through and to navigate. And with Games Pass, it's so easy. It just comes right up, and you click the game and you install, and it's there. I mean, that whole part of their UI and their infrastructure is just so much better. And it sucks because as a PlayStation person that really, really enjoys their PS4, I'm sitting here looking at an Xbox like, man, I've been trying to say for years that I made the better choice by buying a PlayStation, and it's really getting hard to say that now. The PlayStation is where you go for exclusives. The Xbox has really been behind on that, but it doesn't matter. And I think one of the things that the PlayStation used to do with the PS2, where they had all the games, and that was the incentive for buying one instead of an Xbox, Xbox has really turned that around. And now they're like, hey, you don't get all these Sony exclusives, but you get every other third-party big game that you want right here. And their service usually has a better deal or some better option for you to go through.